Good baby. Hi everybody and welcome to Caught in the Wool episode 20. Episode 20. Caught in the Wool podcast is a podcast presented by Bumblebee Acres, and I am SamBee from Bumblebee Acres. Bumblebee Acres is, for anybody who doesn't already know, a fiber farm and fiber art studio. And I figured I needed to kind of explain, and people might be talking in the background. I'm in a closed room, but they might be talking in the background. But I wanted to explain what a fiber art studio is, for anybody who doesn't know, or hasn't really heard of that term before. A fiber art studio to us means that we are artists, and our main medium of art is fiber. So we are knitters, crocheters, weavers, knit and crochet wear designers, and of course QueenBee and SamBee make beautiful yarn, which is probably what you know us for the most. And we also have a farm, and it is a fiber farm, so we raise Cormo sheep, Shetland Shetland crosses, Pygora goats, and Angora rabbits, and then we have your odd and end farm animal besides that. Anyways, I just wanted to do a kind of like little intro today. I feel like I'm being very professional right now, like I'm kind of doing my customer service voice. I'm gonna chill. Let's chill. Oh yes, and this is my co-host Peach, and the reason why we say caught in the wool, because it's Peach's favorite thing to do is to get caught in the wool, and when she says caught in the wool, she'll sing it. You want to say caught in the wool? Caught in the wool! Yeah, though usually she does it a lot louder, but that's her trigger word. No, but seriously, she loves to get caught in the wool. And she loves sheepskins and everything woolly, and she loves to go and check on the farm animals. And I might put a little clip at the end of this of her going out and doing some chores with Joey, who is Bro Bee, one of the bumblebees. He is my youngest sibling and my only brother. He is 17 now. He just turned 17, and he does most of the farm work now because, you know, it's just the manly thing to do, and everybody here works on the farm full time, so that's that. What are you trying to do? We have a big picture window in our living room, and Peach wants to go and see if she can find the neighbor kitty cats, because they like to come over to the farm, don't they? And her favorite thing is kitty cats. Anyways, I'm gonna let her go. But, yeah, so how have you guys been? Episode 20. What the F? I mean, seriously, that is crazy. Episode 20. Oh, you're just gonna sit there on the other couch? Fine, whatever. Yeah. So, here we are. Episode 20. This is gonna be a nice long chat. I figured I'm not gonna do anything like super special for the 20th episode. Like, I should have planned like a giveaway or something, but you know, if you know me, if you've been watching for a while, you follow Bumblebee Acres, you'll know that I am chronically scatterbrained. It's just a thing. I have too much going on in my mind at once, and then like things get jumbled and all over the place, and then I lose track of time. And yes, this is why if you ever need to contact us for any reason, email us. There's a form on our website, and also you can check out a link to just straight to the email in that form. Because like if you message me on Instagram, or well, it's technically us. If you message us on Instagram, though, I'm usually the one responding, or Facebook, I am less likely to respond to those also because we get a lot of just like responses to our story, like a heart or like a laugh or whatever. So it's not like it can be hard to weed through those. But even with emails, sometimes like things will get lost in my email. I'm hoping for this year to actually sort our emails. I don't have money to do it right now, but I'm hoping to get us, because it's tax season and everything right now is revolving around taxes for me. Anyways, scatterbrains. Also I just had coffee, so that's not helping. But yeah, I want to do that like Google Suite where you can have like 5 different emails, so that way I can sort through like customer response and also like shop stuff and maybe pattern questions, like, and I can have it more organized. I don't know. We used to have that for our old website, but it was all done through that website hosting company, and we still technically have some of those emails, but their platform isn't very user friendly and it's very outdated, and they don't have like an app for the phone, and I haven't been able to like bring those emails into my email app on my phone, so like I don't even know. But normally my email is a mess. Do you guys want to see what this happens like literally overnight? I'm gonna show you guys this because it's kind of funny. My home screen is just so many notifications. Also, do you see Peach? Yeah. Okay, and don't judge some of these apps. Okay, so yeah, just anyways, you saw the notifications. It's crazy. Anyways, I just wanted to chat a little bit about life because I didn't get to do that in the last podcast because it was just a quick one and I was losing daylight and I hadn't really planned on doing the episode 19 podcast that day. I was just doing product photos, and then I was like, well, I'm put on the face of makeup and showered, so let's just do this. I don't usually wear makeup because I don't usually leave the house. I'm kind of a hermit. No, I do leave. I just would rather stay in during winter. Like we live pretty far from other things. Like we can't just like drive to Starbucks or whatever. We used to live really close to a McDonald's, so sometimes we'd be like, oh, let's just go and like get a McDonald's fry every once in a while, and like now we don't do that. Or Walmart was right down the street from us, so we were like, oh, forgot to go get this, let's go run to Walmart. And now everything is like a half hour away or something like that. So I don't always like to go and do the whole trip to the store thing, and also it's flu season and I don't want to get sick, so I just stay in. I have a really bad immune system because I'm a type 1 diabetic. So yeah, I try to not get the flu at all costs, or colds or anything, because it makes it really hard for me to deal with. But tomorrow I have to leave. We have to go back to where we used to live. And then like even 15 minutes farther. So that's like, God, it's like an hour drive or something. But I have to go to the doctor for my checkup for my diabetes. My doctor's like, oh, if you don't come every 3 months, I'm not going to fill your prescriptions. And I'm like, well, sometimes I'm too busy to like come and see you. Also, it's just kind of like he looks at my blood work and he says whatever about that. And yeah, so I don't know. I'm not really looking forward to that, but we are going to hit one of my favorite thrift stores because that's back in that area. So I'm excited about that. Last few times we've gone, there hasn't really been anything, but we need some more furniture for like our bedrooms because we have most of the house pretty well furnished, but we don't have like enough shelves or drawers or anything, so we sometimes just check the thrift stores because it's worth it. And then also we need to do grocery shopping. QueenBee and SamBee ran out yesterday to a closer grocery store, though they don't have much, and to bring stuff to the post. And just to tide us over because we were out of milk. Oh my gosh, I poured my coffee yesterday, and I almost always use our milk. We switched a few months back to organic milk, which is like a huge difference. So we almost always buy 2% milk, right? The organic 2% milk is so creamy. I don't even put cream in my coffee anymore. I use that. I think the other bees still use cream, but I'm like, the milk is fine for me. So that's really good, and I would look into it if I were you. I was starting to have a problem with like dairy, I think, making me feel sick, or at least just milk. Like, I was fine with ice cream or like yogurt or really anything, but for some reason if I had a glass of milk I'd feel sick after. So we switched to the organic milk, and now I don't have a problem. And I really do think that it's the weird stuff they put in the milk now. I don't know. I keep looking outside because I'm like afraid to look into the camera. It's like one big eye. I used to be really good at that, but now I'm practicing because I'm getting back into the whole thing. I will try to look more at the camera. I am sorry. I feel a little like crazy and scatterbrained more than usual right now, but just trying to get into the swing of it. What else has been up with us? A couple weeks ago, a tree fell on our house. We have 2 giant maple trees in our front yard. Well, we used to have 2. Now we have 1 because one fell on the house. It was the really, really pretty, like golden yellow maple. And it was the only one we had because we just bought this house. So we didn't know when we bought it, because we bought it in winter, or started the process of buying it in winter, that it, what kind of trees they were. But the previous owner had planted a bunch of beautiful maple trees, so fall was a real treat. But that was the only one with those like iridescent yellowy gold leaves. It was so beautiful, and it was so heartbreaking because it wasn't the entire tree falling on our house, but it was a huge branch. Like, it was, I would say, about 1/3 of the tree. And since it split the whole trunk, basically, we had to take the whole tree down because it wasn't gonna survive that, and then it would have just fallen, possibly the whole thing, on our house. And luckily it was mostly just the small branches that actually fell onto the house. So Joey's window got, just the screen got busted, and we haven't been able to see since then because there's just been all this snow and ice how bad the damage is on the roof. But it looks like some of the shingles might be messed up, and the gutter there is pretty damaged, so we have to figure that out. But the insurance covered part of it, so they gave us a check for that after our deductible. And once it gets warm, we're gonna put that towards fixing whatever needs to be fixed. The joys of owning a house. I mean, it's great though because it's our house, but I'm still so sad about that tree. Like, QueenBee and I don't know. Oh, Sarah, SamBee, she loves trees and plants too, but we all feel like really strongly connected to like nature and trees and plants, and like they've always been just kind of like our little friends. Like, we think of them the same way almost as like animals and pets, and it's like, you know, killing them really hurts. So it really, really hurts to kill that tree and have to have it chopped down. Like, it still is like really disturbing to me. On that note, like when we got our Christmas tree this year, it was the first live tree we've gotten in a long time, and I've always felt so sad about getting live trees because I don't want to kill a tree, but at the same time it's the most sustainable thing I have read many times. It is way more sustainable than getting a plastic tree. And I've mentioned this before, but all of us bees are trying to move away from plastic as much as possible. If you saw our newsletter recently, we yeah, this is a good segue into a new topic. Our newsletter I just sent out last week. I mentioned some changes that we're going to be doing at Bumblebee Acres. So one of them is I'm going to get a Patreon set up for some cool exclusive things for just Patreon people. Another thing is I've mentioned that we're going to be donating $3 for every Hogwarts Order of Magical Makers, which is our Harry Potter Yarn Club and Fiber Club. $3 from every one of those for the whole year of 2020. And we're going to do the big mass donation in December. And we're going to be donating that to a trans rights and activism support group. I forget the name of it. It's on our website. And I will put it here right now when I edit this. Though I'm not going to do much editing because I realized I don't really like editing. So I'm just going to put that there. And yeah, we're doing that this year, which I'm very happy about. And another thing is that we're going more green. So we have some poly mailers left over from different seasons, and we used to buy like cute poly mailers to send stuff in. So when you got your package, it would be like really cute and exciting. And before we had a really busy online shop, like that didn't worry me too much about how much waste we're putting out. But now, which is great. Thank you for all of your support. Seriously, this is our full-time job. So when you support us, you're literally paying for our food and our bills and everything. Peach, stop crying. Come here. Anyways, I think she thinks that there's food out there. Come here. Peach, come here. Come on. Doochie up. Anyways, what are you thinking about? Yeah, sit on my lap. Anyways, we're going to be switching over to compostable poly mailers. And those are less cutesy, but I am very excited about that. I have also heard about like compostable, biodegradable cellophane bags, which is what we put our like yarn and fiber and what have you in before we mail it. Stop it. You're not having any of that. Yeah, you can't have that food. Stop it. You know, so like before we mail it, to keep it safe from the elements if the bag does get like a little tear in it or anything. And so I'm going to be doing some more research on that. Right now we have a lot more of those in stock here, so it'll be a while before I have to really move over to that. But I think that in a month or two we will be officially like implementing all of the new poly mailers. I still have like, oh man, I probably have a few packs left of the old ones, so we will see. But I'm super excited about that. We usually try to be like as green as possible in our business, but that was one blaring way that we were not. So I'm excited to change that. Let's see. So I told you about the tree falling on our house. The weather's been kind of meh. I mean, there's been a lot of snow, and then it's stuck because it's been pretty cold. Then it got warm, like 34 degrees, and so now on top of the snow it's just a layer of ice, which makes chores great. But yeah, I'm just here chatting with you guys. Man, I had some things I wanted to talk about. I'll just pull that up off my phone. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys about the food that we've been eating. We're very hobbity of a people. If you don't know what hobbits are, they're from Lord of the Rings, J.R.R. Tolkien's universe. Also, rest in peace, Christopher Tolkien. That is so sad. He was a huge part of publishing a lot of Tolkien's work after he died. His son took over and really took care of the, like basically his legacy. And he just passed away recently, so that's pretty sad. But yeah, anyways, hobbits are like short little people that love to eat. Like, they just love to eat. That's basically one of their main things. So the bumblebees are very hobbity. We love to eat. Peach is also very hobbity. If you hear her grunting in the background, that's because she's at the door and she wants to get out so she can eat whoever's microwaving food. It's probably Joey microwaving lunch. But anyways, we have been doing a lot of like cooking at home, which is really exciting because at our old house, our oven broke and then our stove stopped working properly. So for a long time, we didn't really eat like home cooked meals, which is very strange because for almost my entire life and QueenBee's entire life, like we've always made homemade meals and stuff. So that was really like hard on us. I mean, we still had the crock pot, but a lot of times you make like sides to go with your crock pot, like entree, right? So that was rough. But now that we moved, we've been cooking a lot, and QueenBee started doing this thing where she makes scones in the morning on the weekends, like either Sunday or Saturday she'll do it. And that's really exciting. It's been really fun because we've been baking a lot, and just Baby B and Elijah her fiance have been they baked a cake, and she just baked the other day these like caramel nut chocolate bars. I don't know, but that's one of the things I'm going to do in the Patreon is I'm going to do like a monthly or bi-monthly recipe. I also started cooking a little bit. Usually they don't let me cook. I'm allowed to make popcorn, but nothing else. But I am really good. I do know how to cook. I just taught myself, and so I've mentioned this before. I don't cook the same way QueenBee and SamBee cook because they both learned from my grandmother and cooked together for a long time. And the way I do things can like kind of bother them a little bit, I think, and make them like frustrated with me. Like, too many cooks in the kitchen, you know the saying. So I make really good, I think, fried rice, like Chinese restaurant style fried rice. And I made that for the first time in years the other day, and it turned out really good. I also tried an egg drop soup recipe a few weeks ago because I crave egg drop soup. I don't know what it is. In fact, I could go for that today, but we are doing German style food tonight. So we were doing sauerkraut and I think a roast pork and sausage and whatever. It's gonna be great. We also put pierogi with that because it's all kind of like the same flavor, like family meal thing. Anyways, I'm off topic. The egg drop soup was so good, and I made a little bit of an alteration when I made it with the fried rice, because they had you put in a lot of ginger, and I would rather have a little more garlic and a little less ginger. And oh my gosh, it was so good. So yeah, I want to share those kinds of recipes with you guys too. So like our scones and like different recipes that we developed and altered and whatever all throughout like our family history, and also back when we had our organic garden, which I think we're going to try to bring back an organic garden this year. I'm super excited. I mean, we're not going to be selling the vegetables like we used to at our local farmers market, but we will have the vegetables for ourselves. So I'm very excited for that. Anyways, yeah, Peach is very fluffy today, if you noticed, because I gave her a bath this morning when I took my shower. And I wanted to tell you guys how funny this was. For some reason, I'm bathing her and all of a sudden the water is cold. And we have not really had a problem at this house with like running out of hot water. I don't know much about houses or the setup and all of that, but we usually have hot water when people are doing laundry, the dishes, showering, and dyeing yarn, and we don't really run out. And like all of a sudden the water is cold. And poor Peach, I'm trying to rinse her and she's freaked out. She's like, already hates baths a lot. So she's just like there. She's like, oh my God, the water is ice cold and I'm like turning it all the way hot. Oh my gosh, it was a mess. And then afterwards I showered because like if you know this about washing dogs, sometimes if you wash your dog, you will smell a little bit like wet dog after. Like they'll smell great, but you'll smell kind of funky. So I take my shower immediately after I wash Peach every time, so that way I don't have that problem anymore. And I had to take like a cold shower for the first like 5 minutes of my shower, which wasn't great. Like you don't want to wake up and take a cold shower like in the middle of winter. Like you really don't. But it all worked out. Then all of a sudden the water got super hot because I had it turned like pretty much high heat, and then all of a sudden it started burning me. I'm like, what the heck is happening? I don't know. Just craziness. But yeah, let's talk about fiber. Also, I like to like look, I keep looking over here at my little screen to see what time we're at, because I used to film on my computer and it would tell me what time we are at. This thing doesn't. I don't know. If you watched episode 19, you will know I don't know what time we are at. I could put a timer on my phone, but I forgot to do that. So we are at whatever time. So do we want to talk about whips? Yes, I think so. And stop crying over there, you cry baby. So I am going to show you some things that the other bees are doing. I will also show you what I have been doing. And I will talk about this cowl that I'm wearing in a little bit. But QueenBee is knitting these socks. Look at how cool the color is working up. It's super neat. So this is like a very, it looks almost gray, but there's a little bit of blue right here. Like blood red and black. And it is pulling up so cool. These are done on a US 2.5, I think. And this is our coquette sock base. And yeah, she's making these for Joey because these are huge. These are very clearly huge. A lot of times you can't tell on podcasts how tall people are, but we as a family are rather small. My mom is the tallest of us girls, and she's 5'4.5", I think. And then SamBee is 5'3", I think. Baby is like 5'4", maybe. I think she's a little taller than Sen. I'm only 5 foot. I'm a very short person. I'm a hobbit, let's say that. But yeah, no, I'm very short. And Joey's towering over all of us. But yeah, she's working on that, and she has it in her the Hobbit bag, which I got for her. We're huge nerds. I got this from, I'll put it in the description below because I don't remember, but it's super cute. We actually had this book with this cover in like a classic illustrated edition of this book. So I got this for her birthday a couple years ago, but I love it. Yeah, so she's working on that. She is also working on, she has all these projects going on. I would have more projects if I wasn't designing, because I have to keep ripping back my project. I will get to that in a minute. QueenBee is working on a weekender. So this has had a few exciting problems that we've had to fix. I don't know what is the front and back, and this is obviously inside out. So let us turn it the right way. Okay, so this has had a couple issues with it, but it is beautiful. So this is that Weekender pattern, the Weekender pattern by Andrea Mowry. And it is like all reverse stockinette basically. QueenBee is holding our Coquette Sock double because it's a worsted pattern. So Coquette Sock is a finger and white sock yarn. So you hold it double, and that typically will make a DK / worsted weight yarn. So that is what she is knitting this with. She's using Strawberry Jumble colorway, and I think I'll Await Your Owl held together. So it's making this really cute, like strawberry oatmeal like effect. That's very cute, and it's very squashy and nice, and yeah. So she's working on that. She's also knitting this on her Diac Craft needles. These are, let me cover my face so this maybe focuses. These are their Heaven something, Heavenly, I think. I forget what they call this color, but it's like this really beautiful turquoisey blue and wood, just like regular wood tone needles. And these are their lace tips, so they're super sharp, but we love Diac Craft. Diac Craft needles are the only needles I can ever recommend because they're the only ones I use. If I ever use other needles, I can like tell right away, and it like consciously bothers me. So yes, that is another project. And then I'll tell you the other one QueenBee is working on, and she cast these on last year. Okay, and she is knitting this out of, oh, I should tell you the cute bag she has this one in. Hold on. Look at these cute Russian dolls. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, so this is from Twisted Yarn and Fiber, and we love her. Wanda is a gem. She's seriously cute, so I will link her below. But this is one of her bucket bags. It has like this nice little leather handle and a drawstring, and yeah, she just makes really cute bags. I also like how she does like this dual tone. Also, let me not drop everything. Okay. These she cast on last year, I think, for her birthday. And I mentioned this in the last episode, this color. Okay. This color is called Toxic Rainbow, and right now it looks kind of blue. It's purple. You can kind of tell back here, but I'm going to bring it forward and it's going to look blue now. It is like ultraviolet. This is it on our McGonagall Tweed Aran. So this is a 100% superwash merino. Well, actually, let me correct myself. 85% superwash merino and 15% neps. And they don't tell me what the neps are when I order this base, but it's super cute. This is our squishy DK. So QueenBee is doing the ribbed version of our Sock-a-Day sock pattern, and I will link that pattern below. And these are knitting up so cute. And look at her little calcifer stitch marker. I forget where I got this. I got this for her birthday too. So she got this super cute with a Wuthering sheep bag. It got a little wrinkled, but it's a little bunny with a flower crown. Oh, stop being a pain. Look, isn't it cute? And it has a embellished C on the back for QueenBee's name, which is Carissa. And I mentioned before how much I love these bags, but her sock sacks are so good because she also puts a little zippered pouch divider in the center, and also a snapping 2 snapping, I'll try to show this, yarn guides. So that's really nice. Peach, stop whining. Anyways, this color is insane. And she's knitting this on Diacraft Northern Lights needles in one of their green colors that they do. I forget the name exactly of this, but oh, how cute are these? I hope she gives them to me. She won't, but I am tempted to make my own pair because this is just disgustingly pretty and shockingly pretty and just toxic. It's toxic to my yarn stash, which I was sorting through the other day of all of my non-Bumblebee Acres yarn stash. And like I said, I need more shelves. I need like more shelving in my room to keep my yarn stash. But yeah. Oh, I'll show you an FO that Baby Bee did before I show you what I myself have been working on. Baby Bee did the Magic Cake Cowl, and Baby Bee has a very large gauge. Like, she knits very loosely compared to like what the yarn, or I mean pattern, like asks for. For some reason she just knits very loose. So this is like, I don't know, I want to say it's like 1 1/3, maybe 1 1/2 the size of like the regular Magic Cake Cowl. And since she's very petite, she can wear it like almost like a poncho. It is super cute on her. But the color, the yarn she used, I'll link it below, but it is a Zauber ball, and I don't remember the color, but it's just very cute, pastel-y, very pretty. But this is giving me an idea to do like an extra large version of the pattern, or at least the style of knit, because if I were to turn this into a pattern, I think I would do a few changes, like structural changes possibly to it. But yeah, it's super cute. So she's the only one with a real FO, I think, right now. SamBee is, we're still working on the project I showed in episode 18. She's working on her Magic Cake Cowl in a Zauber ball that she got for Christmas, because we all got them for Christmas. So this is the one that Baby Bee got, and it's the only one I didn't show last time. So there you go. Oh, QueenBee finished hers too. She cast off her Magic Cake Cowl on her Zauber ball, but I don't know where that is, so I can't show it. I'll show it next time because hers is super cute too. SamBee and I got darker, more dramatic colors. So QueenBee and Baby Bee got a little bit more of a like cutesy color scheme. So let's talk about what I've been working on. Peach, come here. Stop crying. Come on. Come here. Come. Don't you come. She doesn't listen. Come here. Come here. Good girl. Sorry I have to yell at my dog around you guys, but she wants whatever they're eating. Yeah, you want the food, don't you? So dramatic. Okay. So, while holding Peach, I will tell you what I've been working on. So, if you watched the last episode, I recently put out this cowl pattern, which is called the Bubble Hearts Cowl. And I have been working on this pattern for forever. I designed the stitch and everything. So it is Bubble Hearts by SamBee, basically. The pattern is on Ravelry, and I just started a knit along. So the knit along is going until March something. I forget the exact date, but it's all in the Ravelry group link. I will put that below. It's all in the thread. But yeah, we have kits in the shop right now for it. I did mine out of our Sasquatch Aran base, and QueenBee did hers that I showed in the last episode out of our Bumble worsted. So the kits have the option of having either or. And I have been working on a hat. So originally I wanted to release the hat first before the cowl, but things just kept going awry. I kept changing I literally put like 3 years of work into this design and the hat design combined. So I finally got the gauge and everything, the stitch exactly perfect for the cowl. So I published that, but I've been wanting to do the hat too, so people can make both. Can you stop? Don't run off and start crying. Sit on the floor. Nurched. Oh, by the way, that's one of those like random Latvian, because I've mentioned that we are very Latvian. One of those random Latvian words that we say is nurched. So nurched basically means you're being annoying, or that's annoying me, or just annoying. So this hat is nurchting the heck out of me. It looks super cute, doesn't it? Like, it looks great. Okay, so I got the decrease right. It looks cute. I'm happy with it. Except when you put it on, I feel like it's a little too big. I feel like it needs, I feel like the decrease, like I don't like how it's saggy in the back. Like this stitch is not good for slouchiness because it's a very stiff fabric that it creates. So slouchy doesn't really work for this. So I think I'm going to have to go back and decrease it a little faster and make it a little tighter at the top. And then I think it will be perfect. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, all of that jazz, because seriously, I'm getting to the point where if I rip this back anymore, my yarn is not going to want to work for me anymore. So we are in a tough spot right now. But it is at least to the shape, and I've gotten basically the decreasing idea done. The problem with decreasing the stitch is it's just a problem. Like, it's probably one of the most complicated things I've had to put my brain to work with as far as designs, because you want to keep that bubble texture as you're decreasing. Otherwise, if you don't, it'll all of a sudden be very flat and it won't go with the rest of the design at all. So it looks weird. And I've been storing this in my Chicago flag bag by Beautiful Syster. I mentioned this in a story. I love this bag. I've been wanting a bag by them with this Chicago flag, and it's got a nice little pocket on the inside, and it's very nice and sturdy. I've been wanting it forever from them since I knew about them, but they only had it in sock sack size before, and now they have it in like a little bit more of a 2 to 3 skein, possibly, project bag size. And so I got that from them, and yeah, represent Chicago since I am born and raised Chicago, Illinois girl. So yeah. I always feel like, well, actually I don't always feel like, but sometimes when I feel like I'm podcasting, I feel like this isn't going how I imagined in my head. Not that it's going bad, it's just that it's not exactly, anyways, maybe that's weird. Maybe that's weird to say. But I did want to talk a little bit about yarn and our upcoming show schedule. So, as you guys know, we have an online shop. I will grab yarns that are in the online shop. These are just some of the beautiful yarns. Oh. Let me throw them across the room. These are just some of the beautiful yarns I have in my online shop. But basically, our online shop and our show stock is different. And not a lot of people know that. But what I have online is usually very different colorways of, well, what we have. It's not just me. I'm just the one who usually updates the website. QueenBee will do it too sometimes, but lately it's been me. So that's why I'm saying I. But what we have in the online shop is usually very different, and it's also dyed to order, most of it. And it is available on all of the bases that we carry. These are not all of them, but this is a good sampling of them. So we have some bubble sock, which is shimmery. There's 2 in the center. We have a few Aran weights. We have squishy sock. Is this squishy sock? Yes, it is. Yes. Highland Bride, which is just beautiful. And yeah, we have the whole list of all of our products on our product description page online. But we have way more variety of bases online, and we have seasonal colors and stuff like that. What we will have at shows will be a lot different. So for shows, we pretty much pick out colors that are new each season. So since our show season is starting up in February in a couple weeks, or 3 weeks, or no, like a couple weeks. I have wool on my nose that keeps itching me. Sorry. We pick out new colors, come up with new colors. Sometimes we'll bring some older colors too, but we will have a lot new colors this year, like just a lot. And we're also won't be bringing Game of Thrones anymore, which was one of our very first collections. It was one of the first with Tolkien, Downton Abbey, Game of Thrones, and oh man, Mom did Doctor Who and Sherlock, I think. BBC Sherlock, all when she first started. And did I say Tolkien? I don't know, sorry. But yeah, she did all of those ones first, and she started with clubs, everything, back in like 2011, I think, 2010, when she first started really getting into dyeing yarn, because before that we were doing a lot of, we were still doing hand dyeing yarn, but we were doing a lot more of hand spun yarn. That was our main focus back then. So she really started with perfecting her artistry, I think. It's probably 2010 was when she really got into it anyway. But yeah, no more Game of Thrones. That's kind of retired unless they come out with like a color or 2 they want to do randomly. But we are bringing Supernatural, which I'm very excited about because I love Supernatural. We are going to be bringing more rainbows, more speckles, more tonals. I think we're going to be bringing some Aran and worsted weight yarn, or at least we're going to be trying to. Probably not for the first couple of shows, but definitely by May we should be having those. Hopefully by YarnCon, but no guarantee. Anyways, you can see our entire show lineup in the description below. There will be a link to our 2020 show schedule. But yeah, the first show coming up, and these are some of the new colors we will be bringing. Our first show is going to be the Midwest Fiber Frolic, which is in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That show is super cute. It's almost like a retreat. There are going to be some new vendors. A lot of really great vendors are going to be there. It's a really cute little show. It isn't massive as far as vendors or turnout, but it's a great show because we have only one booth there. So we kind of use it as like a preview, like get your toes wet kind of feel for our 2020 full show lineup, because at YarnCon this year we will be having 2 booths, so we will be able to bring everything to YarnCon. But I just grabbed some of these because we've been dyeing and processing them. So these are show only colors. This is Helm's Deep. Some of you will know that this was a club color. for our Tour de Tolkien Club, which we do every month and has a new destination from Middle Earth every month, and we do the different locations following the ring, basically, and the story, I guess, since the fellowship broke up. But yeah, this one's beautiful. It's got this really beautiful, deep, dramatic red and this really moody, deep blue. And I love this one. Like, I just love it. It is so beautiful. I don't know if the camera is picking this up properly, but it is beautiful, stunning in real life. It kind of matches that pillow I set it on. Haha, camouflage. And then these are two new Harry Potter ones. So some of you will also know that this was a Hogwarts Order of Magical Makers 2019, I think it was November's club. This is Breakfast at the Burrow. How cute is it? It's just very homey and cute and cozy. I mean, with those like rusty gold browns and that nice red. And I don't know, I always call this Martha Stewart green, but I always like I think our current kitchen right now, I think the walls are kind of this color. And I want to say the color of the walls in my room are this color too. We didn't paint them. They're the color from whatever, so I don't always pay attention to the color of the walls. Most of the house is creamy off-white, so maybe like an eggshell. Anyways, scatterbrains. What did I tell ya? Anyways, I just love it because it reminds me of like a kitchen, just a very homey, cute, cozy kitchen, which is what I would expect from the Weasleys. So I love this color. Like, I want to do a design in this color. That's how much I love this color. And this is our Coquette Sock base that Helm's Deep was on our Bubble Sock base. And then this one, okay, look at those speckles. Look at those speckles, you guys. Oh my goodness. This beauty is Magical Me. And if you will remember, Magical Me is, oh crap, what's his name now? Oh no, I just blanked on it. I just read the book too on audiobook. Gilderoy Lockhart, what am I thinking? Anyways, this is our Gilderoy Lockhart color because he's brilliant. He's awful, but he is brilliant in a way. We aren't fans and we do not promote his methods or really anything, but he is just a character. And you know, you gotta admit he's got some style. So Magical Me's got a little pizzazz to him. Also, you know, for his golden locks and those killer blue eyes. And in the book, he's always wearing, I believe, like some sort of purple robes. I forget. I want to say that they're bright purple. But anyways, I just love this. So all these colors I've showed you so far are variegated colors for the new show lineup. But we will be having a variety of others too. Ooh. Yeah, they're just super pretty. They're just super pretty. I'm super excited. I'm super excited for anybody who's coming with to actually see. And I swear I have wool on my nose. And it itches so bad. Like, it's like it keeps falling on my nose or something. But yeah, so I did want to talk about some of the ones that I brought with. So Toxic Rainbow is in the shop, and I don't know if we're bringing this to shows. So for right now, I would say that this is in the shop, dyed to order. You choose it, you get it, kind of dealio. What does that even mean? What am I saying? I'm getting goofy. I need more coffee. But yeah, no, I just love this color. And this one, actually, this happens in dyeing. You know, sometimes if they've never dyed a certain color on a certain base before, it'll just be a little different. And this one, it's just the rainbow part is not quite as neon, like clearly neon. It got just a little bit too dark. So this one we held back. We might bring this one to a show because if somebody sees it and they like it, but if you order it online, we're very, we try to be as particular as possible about making sure that the yarn is close enough to the photo. Certain bases, it's like if you choose butter sock, which is our merino cashmere silk base, it will a lot of times be just a little more diluted than if you chose just a wool nylon or a wool base. So that's something that you just have to figure, oh, I'm ordering silk. It's just not gonna sometimes be as vibrant. Certain dyes just won't pick it up. Some of them don't have a problem. Other ones do. But, you know, if the color is just off or it's missing a color because it got too muddied or a new color popped up because of some dye contamination or something, we won't send that to a customer who has ordered online, and we will dye them a new one. But anyways, that's just a fun little fact. Then some other beauties, another rainbow, and this one is online only. This one will not be coming to any shows. Also, I have like a human hair on here because that's just the fact of being me. But this beauty, and I've shown this before, but this is one of my favorites, and we only bring it out in like January and early February, is Winter Rainbow. And the colors are kind of inspired by that, oh, really like pastel-y sunrise and snow kind of color that you get. Just those really pale but poignant blues, and then of course the green is, you know, evergreens, but blues and pinks and purples for that sunrise color. And yeah, no, it's very pretty. I don't have one of these in my stash, but I'm thinking that if we retire it and there's an extra one, we'll retire it for the season, and there's an extra one lying around, I may snag that for myself. But I don't need anything more in my stash right now because I don't have any room in my stash. It's a real problem. I don't have any room to put my stash. Unless I want to pack it up and put it in the attic. But I want to look at my yarn, so you know the problem. And then I brought 2 Outlander colors because we have the complete Outlander collection online right now. So we were going to keep Outlander until we take down, what am I trying to say? Like Valentine's colors, which is the week after Valentine's Day. We were taking down our Valentine's colors. And we were going to keep Outlander up until then and take it down too. But I know QueenBee and SamBee because we just watched season 4 of Outlander. And we're going to be watching season 5 soon because it's coming out soon. And I'm super excited because I loved season 4. Possibly my favorite season so far. So I'm super excited to see more of it. So they will be coming out with more colors and we will be putting them online and keeping the collection up. So I'm excited about that. So right now I don't have a deadline for those because I don't know how long we're going to keep them up. We might keep them up until the end of the season and then like maybe a little past. I'm not sure. But these 2 colors, this one I absolutely adore, and this is another example of how different bases will take different colors. So this is our bubble sock. So it's an 80-20 merino nylon, or merino silk. 80-20 merino silk. Okay, gosh, Sam, get it together. And you can see a little bit of this more brilliant gold right here. But Together in Edinburgh typically has a little bit more of that deep gold and a little bit less of this mustardy color that it got here. But because it's silk, this is how this color almost always looks on our merino silk base. If you look at it with just merino nylon, a lot of times you'll get a little bit more of a brighter color that sticks. And then On some of them, it just kind of blends a little more. But this is one of my favorites. I used it in my design for the Turasmara shawl. And oh my gosh, I just love this color. Part of the reason why I love it so much is also because, well, they're my colors. Purplies and plums and golds are just my colors in general. Like, they're just what I'm drawn to the most. Usually I'm also drawn to oranges in yarns. Like, if you put an orange in a yarn, I'm drawn to it. I don't know why. I think it's the contrast. It's just when there's orange and something else, that contrast just blows my mind and my eyeballs are like, I like it. But yes, I used this in my Turasmara shawl design, and oh my gosh, I will link it below, but it was that color was just so lovely to knit with, because you're getting those, and I feel the same way about some of the other variegateds that QueenBee and SamBee have. You're knitting, and I guess a lot of variegateds, like if you have high color contrast variegated, like even these rainbows, like when you are knitting with that one dominant color, like the purple or the white in this one, and you get that, and then all of a sudden you get your little yarn rainbow of the new color, or in this one's case, the gold, just that little pop of gold. It's exciting. So that's why I love variegated yarn and working with it. It's just so much fun. And then another Outlander color, which actually would go pair wonderfully well with this one. This one is Highland Bride. And this one is inspired by Claire's dress, wedding dress in season 1. And it has just a little bit of a bluey green, a little bit of that Martha Stewart green. You know when Martha Stewart used to like paint everything that green? That's what I feel like she did. But anyways, I just love that green. That just soft, almost like a sagey green. And I have a little bit of a shadow for my camera, and that keeps happening when I'm showing these things, but I'm trying to cover my face because my camera picks up my face and doesn't like to adjust to anything else. But this is a beautiful soft color. One lovely patron of ours, she purchased this color on, I want to say, our shimmer sock, which is a silk sparkle merino nylon blend. It has a lot of stuff in it, but it is very sparkly and beautiful. And she made a shawl out of this, and it is so dreamy. She has brought it to shows a few times, and she says that this is her favorite color because it just looks good with everything ever since. And she's been begging us to bring it back, so I brought it back online for her. I don't think we're gonna be bringing it to shows, just because, you know, you have to be particular with what you bring to shows because you don't have as much space. And if you've noticed, sorry, I have an itch on my leg. If you've noticed, us bees like to bring variety to everything, basically. Like, we won't keep colors for forever. We'll bring them out for certain seasons, or we will just retire them for a while and then bring them out spontaneously. And we're constantly coming out with new colors. It's that thing that I mentioned in the beginning. It's the fiber artistry of it. Like, QueenBee and all of us bees are just very artistic, and we just love to play with color. We love to try new things. We love to experiment. And, you know, to keep my dyers happy, I'm talking like it's my business and they're my dyers. No, but seriously, to keep QueenBee and SamBee happy, they need to have some variety and the chance to come up with new colors and just like paint a new picture basically on their yarn. So that's part of the reason why we do such variety, is because we like the variety and we get bored if we keep the same colors for too long. But yeah, so that's just today's podcast. The rest of the day, I think I am going to be working on fixing that hat, editing this video and getting it up for you guys. And tomorrow, doctor's appointment, so that'll be fun. But yeah, anyways, thank you so much for joining me. Peach went and laid down, I think, by the door, so she's not here to say goodbye. But thank you so much for getting caught in the wool with me. I hope you enjoyed this chat and just talking about my life and all of that stuff. I hope you guys get caught in the wool at home and make some time to knit this week. Just some time for you and to relax and not get so caught up in work and everything, because I feel like myself and also my friends and everything, we're all just feeling kind of like that end of January dreariness. Like February's coming and we're in the Midwest here, we're not gonna get spring until probably late March, and we're all like just tired of the blank white canvas. But hopefully you guys use that to inspire you for bringing some color into your life. So anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling now. Thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and you join me next time, and bye.